Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto on Friday the 13th, part 1. Okay, so Friday the 13th, unlucky for some. Generally, it's actually quite lucky for me, Friday the 13th. Don't know why, but it always is. Yesterday, I was talking about the CME gap from last Friday, and that was at this level here. And we were up here when I did the video, and I was saying I think the price will probably come down and close the CME gap from last Friday, and exactly what it did. It did a bit more actually, so I was surprised it came down a little bit further, but anyway, it did. Anyway, so that's good. We don't have to worry about that now until, of course, tonight when we get a new one. Now, on the video yesterday, I drew this zone here with this carefully drawn yellow circle here, showing where I thought the price would bounce. And yesterday I was looking at this trend line here, which is obviously rubbish, so we can forget about that. But I do still think this is the bounce zone. So could we have bounced already? Maybe like we did here. Well, at this point in time, I'm going to show you a little glimpse of what I think is going to become the new quad rotation stochastic indicator. And this beautiful thing down here is the work of my excellent friend and viewer, Math, who has done some extra coding on the indicator to make it look a little bit less confusing. Now, it's still got my favourite elements, which are the little green arrows here and the little red arrows there. They are the super down and super up indicators. These are like the most powerful signal you get from this indicator. And it's also still got the green and the red backgrounds, which also imply a condition when, you know, you would be looking for a movement upwards or a movement downwards. And also it still has these like green crosses here, which is when the stochastics are saying basically you should be crashing any minute now, but hang on a minute because the price is still going up. And there's red ones as well, so for example these ones here that mean the opposite. That means, well, the price looks like it's going to go up, but hang on a minute. And then you see when they stop appearing, the price does go up. But obviously the new improvement is the actual stochastic lines themselves, which are now represented with this area here. So you can just about see the old red stochastic, that's the fastest moving one here, which is the one that kind of leads the way for everything else. And then you've got this new white stochastic here, which is an average. And then the background goes more intense white when they're very converged, and it goes more sort of purpley when they're not converged. So the powerful parts are when it all squeezes up, especially when it's up the top, like here, or down the bottom, like here. So I'm on the 1 hour time frame now, and what we got here was we got a green background, a green super up indicator, and the stochastics were all squished up right down the bottom there. So that was at 2 o'clock this morning, and that was when the price did go to its lowest at 102,676. Now it also did something similar yesterday afternoon here, which indeed was a kind of bottom because we were there at 106,942. So the price did indeed go up then as well. So since that dump at 2 o'clock in the morning, we are actually up about $1,400. So far this indicator has been great. Now at the moment I am just testing this out, and I'm going to sort of like do that for about 24 hours or so, and just to get a feel for it and you know, see if it is an improvement on the old one. I really do think it is, to be honest. My first impressions are that it's much easier to read, much easier to interpret, and I think it's going to be really helpful with trading to identify tops and bottoms and general trend reversals. Now the plan is for me and Math to get together tomorrow morning and you know, just work out a few things. There's things like this inputs here in the quad rotation stochastic. This might need tidying up a little bit just to make it less confusing for someone who had never seen the original version. Anyway, it's just a few things we need to tidy up, and then what we'll do is publish the actual new version of the quad rotation stochastic indicator. It is a free indicator, by the way, so you know, do get it. Get the old one now, get used to it, and then when you see the improved version, you'll probably agree with me that it's much more prettier and also it's much more easier to interpret. So that's something nice to look forward to, I think. And my aim is to publish that maybe on Monday morning. Okay, so here on the 1 hour time frame, this is looking pretty good. I mean, the red hourly candles started at 7 o'clock last night, and it was pretty savage, really, until 3 o'clock in the morning. And only since then we've started to get a few green candles, but it does seem to be going up now. So maybe that was the end of the dump. But because it's Bitcoin, don't be surprised if we have a double bottom like that. But are there any other reasons why we could think that that was the bottom? Well, the obvious thing to do would be to draw a Fibonacci from this low here up to the high. And would you look at that, it actually came down to pretty much damn near the 786 Fibonacci level, and we're now at the 618 Fibonacci level. I'm always stunned by how well price action reacts at these fib levels, and for some reason even the 0.5 seems to be relevant, even though it's not technically a Fibonacci level. So bearing that in mind, I'd probably say that if we get above kind of that 105,528, that kind of level there, I think we'll probably be alright for a movement upwards. Now, I am trading this in various places, including Blofin. Blofin is an exchange that you can sign up to with no ID. You don't need to show them a passport or a driving license, nothing like that. You don't even need to tell them your real name. I mean, obviously I use my real name, which is Save with Crypto here, but you could use any name you like. And at the moment, there's a really good offer if you use my sign up link, which is savewithcrypto.org/Blofin. You'll also find that in the description down below. But let's just have a look at this offer. So realistically, I think most people who watch my videos are more in the traders group rather than the whale traders. So these are reasonable deposits that people can do: $500, $1,000, $5,000. And with these you get a $25 bonus, $50 bonus and a $110 bonus, which I think is pretty generous. But if you can achieve this trading volume as well, so like 500k aggregate volume, you get $50 extra. If you can do $1 million trading volume, which is actually quite easy to be honest, you get a $100 bonus. And if you can achieve 2.5 million aggregate volume, you get a $250 bonus. And then there's these much bigger bonuses for people who are depositing 10k, 15k and 20k. And so if you deposit 20k and you trade 25 million volume, which I must admit I've only done a few times, but like you would get a $2,500 bonus. So yeah, I think these are probably not for most of my viewers, but these ones probably are. You know, $500, you get a $25 for free. Do a bit of trading, you get an extra $50. That's not bad, is it? That's more than 10% for free. So please do take advantage of that link. It's savewithcrypto.org/Blofin. Okay, I'll leave it there because I think the price is going back up, so I need to get back to my trade and just see what else I can do to make even more money. So enjoy your trading, trade safe, do use the links. If you need anything else, just check out savewithcrypto.org. The homepage of that has most of the stuff that I use, and there's lots of ways there to get money for nothing and to save money and to generally save with crypto. It's a good name, isn't it? If you like the sound of that, please do give the video a big fat like. While you're down there, make sure you are subscribed and you've got the notifications set to all. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below or just say hello. And above all, tell your friends.
Save with Crypto is a totally dope YouTube channel. Many of you know that I always have my mind on my money and my money on my mind. If it's flipping crypto, I'm Blofin, be the best crypto flipper in the world. Whatever it is you do, you have to master your craft. Everyone should own Bitcoin, maybe a whole Bitcoin. They're no fun if the homies can't have none. The thing is, you don't get respect if you don't deserve it. Save with Crypto deserves the ultimate respect. Do like all his videos. Subscribe with notifications on all. And above all, tell your friends.